Hello, welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with issue 54, the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. Okay, so in today's box we have a wire extension. We have some more AP screws. We've got quite a collection of AP screws at this point in time. And we have some DP screws, which are the very, very small silver, almost watchmaker screws. Get rid of the box. I think you know what's in the bigger envelope. If you've watched the rest of my videos, you will. If this is your first one, then welcome. You won't know what's in the envelope. We have the sleeve for the funnel, the metal sheath almost that goes around it. We have the top of the funnel. We have the central tube. We have the kind of walkway, not walkway, the sort of platform, that's the word. And we have the ladder that goes up. And then in the second horrible brown envelope, we have the remaining pieces. We have the ring that goes around the top of the funnel. We have the two venting pipes. And we have the steam whistle that goes there. Now, as previously, I did paint the steam whistle on the other funnels, so I'm just going to quickly paint the top of that steam whistle, and I'll be back in just a moment. And there we see, steam whistles are now brass. Far more like the thing. So, the first thing we need is the funnel tube and the funnel sleeve. And we need our DP screws. So I'm going to get them out. Again, these are absolutely diminutive. They do give you one spare one. One spare I think is a bit generous. We may need more than one. Just make sure I line it up nicely on my screwdriver. And then slot this in. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's fantastic having a black hole with a black background, but you're only putting screws in certain holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the first screw in the first hole, which is in here. This will then hold the skin onto the funnel and make the rest far easier. Now again, you don't need to over tighten, purely because you don't want to strip the head of these screws, because if for any reason you have to adjust them and you've stripped them out, you're on to plums, big time. You're going to really struggle to get them off. In fact, I think at that stage it would be new magazine territory. And the next one that goes in is in the middle and the very bottom. So those are the only three. We're not putting screws in the other holes at this point. Okay. I think I may need a new screwdriver head soon. See, it is a precision screwdriver set that I use. So it does fortunately have replaceable heads, because they do wear down over time. And then, as I say, the final one, this is the easy part, believe it or not. The final one goes into that hole here, just above that notch there. Just guide it in nicely and screw it in like that. Now, the hard bit is trying to push this round enough to screw the rest of them in. Now, a little trick is to push it round, guiding into shape, because those middle holes have to line up anyway. And I have a cocktail stick that I've broken in half, and I'm shoving it in those holes just to make it far harder for the thing to get bent out of shape, and much easier. So if you see, that'll hold that side in the proper position until I can get that first screw in. So it means I'm not fighting with the full force, I'm only fighting with half the force, if that makes sense, of it trying to pull its way back round, because at the moment it's only held on at that one side, so it's trying to uncoil all the way around. But now by putting them in, I've pinned it in the centre, so it's now only trying to unfold until halfway around. I hope that makes sense. It makes more sense in my head. So put the bottom one in. I'm going to put the bottom one in because the cocktail stick popped out. There we go, that's in. And the next one I'll put in is the one at the top. I will pop that cocktail stick back in just to take the pressure off that bottom screw, just because the last thing you want is, look at the size of these screws. I don't want so much pressure to be on one screw, because then it will just snap. Could have sat the funnel down, made that easier for myself, but why would I do that? There we go. That's that one in. And the cocktail sticks are now more or less redundant as we put the final screw in. The middle hole there. And then just revisit them all, give them another half a turn, because now there should be no pressure on them, or not as much pressure on them, and you can take the cocktail stick back out. There we go. That makes sure that's lined up properly for the rear tube, and they're all sealed very, very nicely. Again, I know there's been a lot of people who've had difficulty with the funnels. That's the method I've used for the first three, and it's worked reasonably well. So I can only say that. And the next thing we need is the funnel cap and the ring. Now obviously there's a bigger slot on that side and a smaller slot there. The bigger tab goes in the bigger slot, the smaller tab goes in the smaller slot. It slides on just like that. It's a much snugger fit than the original funnel. It was quite loose, as I remember. And then making sure these holes are facing the same way as these holes. The three holes, if you look there, you can see there are three holes in this one on that side, and then only one hole on that side. So the three holes go to the front, the one hole goes to the back, and it just slides in like that. I do love the funnels. I think they're fantastic. And next, we're going to need our glue. Little drop. And the reason I do this is because it makes it easier to apply the glue more accurately. As such, I'm just using my pliers to clean the end of my applicator up a little bit. And we are putting a bead of glue into this slot here. And into there is going, with the arch facing out the way, goes the funnel platform. Like that. you can see those holes should still be free, because in just one moment the ladder will be going in there. But first we are taking, this is a slight fiddle, but it's not too bad if I remember correctly. We're taking the whistles and fitting them, see the three screw hole, the three, what would you call them? Pinholes. Just going up there. I'll see if it'll fit without glue. If it will, then I'll leave the glue out for this one, because I may look at likes of the KA set and want to upgrade, but no, it needs glued. So a little drop in each of these holes. That again is the advantage to this particular brand of super glue, is when it dries it doesn't leave a mark. Okay, so in all three pins in all three holes, and make sure the whistles are sitting straight or it's going to look remarkably silly. Then we are pushing the three pins, see, 1, 2's underneath my fingers, and 3 into the 3 holes in the centre of the front of the funnel. Now this says it shouldn't need glue. To the best of my memory it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't need glue. Look at that. Fantastic. And then the ladders. Now again it said you shouldn't need glue for this, but looking at the way the pins have come, they're a bit higgledy-piggledy and ski-whiff, because they've been in a brown envelope instead of looked after properly. Hippies ruining things for everybody again. So, jeez. Right, okay, these pins are very, very out of shape, so I need to just slightly manipulate them so they will actually fit in the holes they're designed to. And yeah, that is threatening to come out of these holes, so I'm going to glue it. I didn't have to glue the front two, but I'm going to glue this one, just because, with the best will in the world, there may be a time where something gets knocked off and you don't want it to be that this pipe falls out and it's then hanging by the ladder, because that wouldn't look very nice, would it? So there we go. That's that in. I'm now going to put some glue in the holes for the ladder. Just there. I must say, one of the fiddliest bits that we've done so far on this entire build actually is fitting these ladders in. Because again, it's black plastic going into black plastic, and it's obviously a black hole. It's very difficult to see what I'm doing here. There we go. Nice. And there is the ladder fitted to the front of the funnel as well. Now, turning the funnel over to the rear, just a wee dot of glue in each of these 3 holes, and push these pins in. Just like that. And that is the finished third funnel. The external of it, at least. least. The internals we've not done yet. Now, for the next part, I need to go and get the part that we were working on last time. So just give me 2 seconds. Here we go. So the first thing we're doing is taking the wire extension, and it tells you to feed the female end, so the larger end here. Sorry, it tells you to feed the male end down through the top and collect it at the bottom. Now if you look, the bottom's a far smaller hole than the top. So what I recommend is feed the female end up, because it's far easier to then catch it at the top. You don't need to really go fishing as much as you would if you did it the other way around. But that's just my opinion. You do it how you want. I just think that'll be far easier. Pull it through like that. Now we need to get a couple of our AP screws. Again, they're giving us a massive, massive bag, and we're only using 2. We've already got all of these AP screws that they gave us previously, and we haven't used. So there must come a time where they're going to say, right, we haven't given you any screws this time because we gave you thousands last time, but not as yet. But my advice is don't throw them away, keep them just now, just in case. The Agostini are terrible for that, giving you thousands of screws and then telling you, yeah, you'll need to use these for the next 40 issues. But what we're doing now is taking the male end, the small connector, and posting it through. See where there's the cutout? Posting it through there, threading it all the way through, just until, basically, till it draws the funnel down. And then we are putting 2 pegs into the screw holes, making sure we haven't knocked that. That's why I didn't glue that pipe in last time, is because I didn't want to then break it off when I put the funnel in. We're now going underneath, and the 2 screw holes there get an AP screw in them to hold the 3rd funnel down. So the first screw in, and there is the 2nd screw in, and that is the 3rd funnel fitted to its base. And as I say, that is the final funnel that actually functioned. So yeah, easy enough. Just tuck the wire back in here, like so. Make sure you can get to it for when you need to, which is going to be next time, incidentally. Spoiler alert again. But yeah, that's all there is to do for issue 54. Okay, so that's us all done for issue 54. What's coming in issue 55? The smoke generator for the 3rd funnel, and the final smoke generator that we get with this collection. Because of course, as mentioned before, the 4th funnel didn't smoke. It was a vent. So it did have some light discharge, but it wasn't obviously a full blown funnel. But that is what that looks like, and I think that just looks amazing. Really, really chuffed with it. Yeah, obviously there's a couple of other details to go on the top. You can see some holes just there. I think that's just more venting. But yeah, that looks really good. Really impressed. As I say, I have issue 55 and 56 here. 57, 58, 59 and 60 won't be for another few weeks yet, I wouldn't imagine. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, leave me a like, leave me a comment, why not? Any feedback, comments, criticisms, always welcome. If you're enjoying this and if you want to see more, then please subscribe to the channel as well. I will be posting something in the not too near future, just asking what you would like to see as alongside Titanic in the future, anything else you would recommend. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and as always guys, I will catch you for the next one. Peace out.